cultural identity is a really strong and independent predictor of children's well-being. So having a strong sense of cultural identity is really valuable and worthwhile. So to that new mother, telling her that absorbing these bits of culture that the grandmother is passing on to her without even meaning to are going to be so useful for her baby and for her child. So that's really important. The other thing to tell that new mother to be is that there will definitely be differences in parenting practices. And intergenerational conflict actually is much bigger in our communities. Interestingly, there's more family cohesion and glue, but there's also much more intergenerational conflict in our families because all migrant societies have done that. They've gone through, they brought their own ideas and they've stuck to them, and then the next generation moves on, they're part of two cultures, all of that goes on. So I think the second thing to remind that young woman is to say there will be differences between your style and your grandmother's style. And the third thing to say is there are some really wonderful things about the culture that you come from, the celebratory aspects that I talked about. So we have these wonderful rituals, naming ceremonies, the first pallu, the first tooth, Annaprasana, the first writing, the first birthday, lots of really lovely, and also even in pregnancy, those lovely ceremonies. So there are lots of lovely rituals that mark our, going through different life stages that are culturally embedded practices that are really useful for that child to get a sense of who they are. So those things are really important to hold on to, and that it is good for us to know that you're only going to get strength from these cultural practices, and you can use them wisely. And there are things that, like breastfeeding and stuff like that was so part of our culture that have been lost. So we need to go back to those things, that close contact that we carried our babies around, we held them. Those things we now know they're really important. Putting them in prams and sticking them in somewhere else and leaving them in their rooms is not such a great thing for nurturing and for children's development and attachment. Yes, so I think there are these wonderful things that we can take from our own cultures that we should grow with. So those are what I'll tell the new mother to be.